on this episode of DNR Auto.
Today's gonna get exciting because we're gonna drop in a new motor, a new trans, and start fitting the new body. So this is where the project's really gonna start to take shape really quickly. Now, obviously fitting the new body is gonna take a whole bunch of time and everything else, but you guys haven't even seen the body yet, so let's take a look at that. Oh yeah, I guess it's time for you guys to finally see this body. So, here it is. Wah! We've got a 1955 Dodge truck body. Actually, the whole thing a couple hours ago was a complete truck sitting out on the driveway, a complete roller. The guys tore it down already. So we've got the body, so that way we can lift it up, get it ready, sit down on the chassis, kind of figure out what we're gonna do with that and everything else. But we've got that now, we've got a bed, we've got, I mean the whole truck, we got the fenders, everything. I'm not sure exactly what's gonna go on the new truck, how much of that we're gonna keep, how much we're gonna cut away, everything else. But this is it.
What you doing down there, Brandon?
I'm taking this old ass fucking, looks like a, I think I might get some fluid by knocking on it. I'm taking this trans out. Ooh, Jesus Christ, there's some old trans can right there. Done yet.
You can put this trans right in your motor, or right in your truck,
yeah,
right?
you know. This has to have at least more than 2 gears.
It probably does.
It probably does, that's the worst part.
So now we're at the point, I've gotten the exhaust cut off, we got the trans disconnected from the cross member. We got the trans disconnected from the cross member. We're pulling the motor mount bolts out right now. We're gonna lift the whole motor and trans out. Then it'll be time to power wash. Mallory went and grabbed a bunch of spray paint, so we'll just go ahead and real quick rattle can spray paint the frame black, whatever we do after we're done power washing. And then we're gonna set the new badass motor and trans in there.
Reuse them.
Yeah, we could probably reuse
You want
them.
to reuse them or you do it like that on my truck?
What?
Just you dump them over and you have no power steering.
If we can reuse them, I'd rather reuse them because then, yeah, if it just bolts right in, might as well. Because I want I want the girls to be able to drive this thing too.
You'll be in power steering with the
with what we're doing.
The whole point of it is, yeah.
Yeah, but I want the girls to be able to drive it too. So if we leave the power steering in it, they can.
Not breaking steering shaft in the middle of the road.
We gonna jump the ditch. Yeah, we got a whole bunch of shit on the way.
Huh? That's that bolt. It's a short bolt. Yeah, isn't it?
Do you need it?
Yeah, that's the one that was leaking out of his truck. The first time we raced it was
Well, now we should be able to roll this thing back, right?
This project is even doable in such a short amount of time frame, as you can see, is because with the motor and trans out, it takes not but 2 seconds to put the motor, trans, converter, everything together, and then it'll be ready to drop right back into the chassis. We just got to get the motor mounts off of it, maybe some converter bolts. I mean, we don't really need much. We're pretty much there.
Hold on, it's a what now?
This is a little 355. Don't even know what bore it is yet. We're going to find out.
We're about to find out.
World Products heads on it. They're 208 160s, I think. Nothing crazy.
So it's just
what it'll do.
It's a little small block Chevy that your dad had laying around, and he said, hey, if you guys want to, you can borrow it for a little bit to get the truck up and running until we either build up that other small block or go to an LS or do whatever it is that's going to happen.
You got it.
So it should make a little bit of power, be a little bit of fun. Not really, you know, probably a lot more fun with a nitrous plate on it.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Without a doubt. Do you want nitrous?
Oh, all the nitrous.
All the nitrous.
All the nitrous.
Your dad's gonna be so mad when we spray this thing with a 300. We gotta put him in the driver's seat. That'll make up for it.
Yeah.
Then he'll love it.
Don't break it.
And just like that, we've tripled the horsepower. Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah, and we're gonna have to guide the shaft in at the same.
Bring it back some. Stop.
Oh, there it is. Oh, he's come forward. There we go. Woo-wee.
Things are going incredibly well right now. I think I just jinxed myself. But new motor and trans in, baddest 355 done. TH 350 that was in a previous race car for many years ago done. Already drive shaft, everything done. So I guess now we're gonna get to trying to figure out how we're gonna fit this body, the panels, everything else, make the steering work, the real nuts and bolts of this project.
The column will determine a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Bolt that motherfucker to the frame.
Hold that thing to the frame right there.
Fucking hey, man.
We can have more room up there.
Just half forward and not right there.
Yeah, 5 forward.
Oh, the other one. Ooh, Daddy. You look even.
That's what we don't want right there. We have 6 inches to make up somewhere.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I mean, it's all
The column goes in.
We'll find out what we keep the column, what we keep the column like that.
It damn sure does,
I want some fucking wood screws in that motherfucker.
right? Put some screws in it and send it.
I'm good with that idea.
Beauty that is the truck now. Now I want to see the non-believer become a believer. Come here and be a believer now.
Oh, it's on there now. Okay, now there's an ant.
Now you see it. The genius behind this fucking part. To show me what you're gonna do here.
Alright,
They come today, Brad.
so we cut the body mount off. Now we're just gonna move back here. Somehow, some way it lines up perfect.
On the original body mount bolts for this Dodge. Look at that.
Look at this daylight.
Yep.
Bam.
I mean, that is. I don't know that you could get any luckier.
I don't know either. It usually doesn't happen like
That,
this.
no- and on both sides?
There's not everywhere. And you're gonna cut them off, the back ones off, and move it forward like 3 inches.
So literally all we have to do is move the body mount bolts forward and rear on the frame, weld them back in place. Those,
Down. So like within
And
the next
bolted.
hour, it should be bolted down,
that's crazy.
or at least ready to bolt down.
Right, and then we can build a floor off of that. We can, you know what I mean?
So what we gotta do from there.
Floor.
Seats, trans tunnel shifter, yep. Start figuring out how the steering's gonna work. At some point, we'll start working on the back half, the bed, all that.
Start cutting everything else apart.
Yeah. Now we can kind of also set this grill up front and see what kind of height we want it at.
I'll put the motor together.
we got some craziness going on. So thanks to what has got to be the luckiest thing we have ever seen in our lives, the body mounts, we can just cut them off the frame and slide them forward and back, and they go right into the factory body mounts of this Dodge. So it's become very super easy to mount this cab to the, you know, to the frame. So now I've got the next cockamamie idea, which is that the bed is too wide. So right now we're talking about how we're gonna cut it, bring it together, suck it in, and make it fit on that frame just the way I want it to fit. Then we'll look about maybe using fenders, maybe not. How we're gonna cut the tailgate, we got some of that going. A lot of measuring, talking, thinking about it, but we'll make it happen. So what we did with the bed, we figured out that we wanted to shorten the width of the bed. So up at the front, we just made one cut, bam, scooched it over, whatever. So there's 2 cuts back there. And the very back, we made 4 cuts so we could leave this centerpiece and make the tailgate still work, which is gonna be really cool how we do that and figure that out. But we're gonna cut the tailgate, shorten that too, and suck it all in together, weld it back together, bam, good as new.
Go ahead, shake that thing one more time. Look at that. That's mounted, bud. That's solid. It's like a rock.
You got a cage in it.
You're right, the cage ain't even in it.
So honestly, at first, I didn't know whether or not we were going to use fender flares, how much of the bed we were going to use, everything else. But after looking at this thing, it's not on in any way. We just kind of got it sitting propped up, everything else. I think we gotta go with this. This is crazy. It looks too good not to do this.
What we did with the bed to make it fit the S10 chassis, if you look, we ended up cutting right out of the middle, and on the back it's a little bit different because we wanted to keep that hump in there and centered. We cut out of the middle, squeezed the whole thing in, welded it back together, and then what turns out, I mean, we're not dead right yet, but look at the way that fender and that body are like lined up. And that was all off a guess. We didn't measure none of that. We just were like, how do we make this bed fit inside of the wheels right there? You know, inside of the wheels, in between the wheels and the frame, so we could drop it down a little low and nice.
All right, guys, I think that's going to be a wrap for today. We've got a list of stuff that we need to go buy. One of the shocks is seized on the rear. This thing probably needs new shocks anyway. We probably shouldn't use the ones that were on it. But the cab is mounted, like done, mounted. Like it's got 4 bolts through it. It is done. The bed, we're messing around a little bit because we got to get the frame level, the shock stuck, everything. But we're starting to plan out how we're going to do the crossbars to weld the bed and get that attached to the frame. We're going to keep the fenders on. Honestly, I didn't think we were going to keep the fenders on, you know, with this project, but it looks too good not to. Front end's going to be challenging. I don't know what we're going to do with the front end. If we're going to use the Dodge front end, do something else. If we're going to put the radiator up there, put it in the bed. There's a lot to figure out there, but with the way that this thing's fallen into place, it's all just going to happen in time, and we'll figure it out as we go along.
On the next episode of DNR Auto.